Works for me. Now we learn how baby is made. See, mommy save point and daddy save point love each other very much, and then Insta baby drama.
I've been doing it all wrong.
2 years later, I'll stop now while I'm ahead.
And now that you've enjoyed that, just like to remind you all that you're watching Crystals for Life 2014. It's a RPG speedrunning marathon benefiting JDRF, the world's leading type 1 diabetes research organization. Visit our website to watch us and find more information about the marathon at crystalsforlife.ca. We also have links to further information about JDRF and theyeti.com, which is a site where you can get awesome t-shirts such as the ones that most of our attendees have been wearing practically all week. They have 6 special designs for us this year that are only on sale through the end of tonight, and $3 from every shirt purchase goes directly to JDRF. In addition, I want to plug the very special mystery prize that we have placed on the table in front of the camera. I actually am not sure if they're visible right now. But we have factory-sealed, mint-condition boxed copies of Lunar Silver Star Story Complete and Lunar 2 Eternal Blue Complete for the PlayStation 1. These are a package deal. These come together. The minimum donation required to be eligible to win these is $30, and that is in one donation. So if you make a donation of $30 or more, or you have made a donation of $30 or more at any time during the marathon, you are eligible for these prizes.
Yeah, those games are worth a little bit more than $30, especially new. Just a little.
So I would entirely approve of anyone in the chat who posted the Emperor Gestalt as a Shih Tzu picture, because it is so true.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I encourage you to Google Emperor Gestalt as a Shih Tzu.
It'll probably be your first hit. I don't get to see Kieran being forever alone.
Yeah, most other routes leave Kieran behind, but since this is a 100% run, yeah, we have to pick him up.
Mm-hmm.
Do you actually use him for anything?
Nope.
No, just
Nope.
have to get him because it's 100%.
Yep,
So you forgot Kieran during one of your practice runs?
I did.
And is it possible to get him?
It is. I actually
you have
waited
to-
until it came back in the World of Ruin and had Mog to come back up here without encounters, but
You have to go through everything.
it
again.
cost a lot of time. I also did learn that you can actually use the warp spell in Zozo too. Just say no to tutorials. So he's able to unequip characters that aren't there by doing whatever he did to my characters that are there. Okay.
Whatever it does, it squeaks.
Yes.
This sounds like Lagomorph.
I don't know how you could tell if you had enough money.
It's called, sadly, getting desensitized somewhat.
It happens.
Ideally, I'd already have enough money to do what I'm about to do without having to sell stuff, but it doesn't always work out. So don't mind me, I'm just kind of checking out this opera house, or this auction house, but
Is there anything good yet?
yeah.
No, not yet. Maybe now. No.
So what walk sequence are you looking for?
That one.
Now they've got what you want.
How lengthy was the sequence?
It's about maybe somewhere. I think in World of Balance, it's somewhere between 15 and 20 deep. I have 2 different queues. Basically, what I was doing there was I was looking at what direction that NPC out in front of the auction house was moving, and then when I see one of, in this case, 2 different patterns, down left, down right, or right up up right left, then I know that the next auction is going to be for the Zone Seek Magicite. So I get this in my route because when you level up with Zone Seek equipped, you get +2 to your magic stat. So it's very, very useful for leveling up magical-based characters like Terra quickly. I really need it heavily in the World of Ruin and a little bit here, but just because I have immediate use for it, I can make up some of the time I spent getting it just by using it for when I do some leveling with Terra in the near future. Actually, that's kind of more true for any percent, because in 100% I'd have to get it anyway. I need to change my party before going to the next dungeon, but it saves a little bit of time in this cutscene to already have Terra in your party.
Why is that again? Does she otherwise come
She
in
walks
and
in.
join
She
the
walks
party?
in through the door, yeah, and then starts talking. So, little minor detour here to buy a couple of poison rods, because you never know when they might come in handy. Actually, they're for much, much later in the run for the final dungeon.
Oh, you don't use them against the tentacles?
Nope.
Hmm.
They're actually not that useful to use because they just cast regular poison, but they do have another usage that you probably won't see coming.
Yeah, when you use a fire rod, it does fire too. But when you use a poison rod, it just does poison.
Oh, it doesn't do bio?
Right, I don't think there's any item that casts bio in this game.
Okay.
I do still use rods in the tentacles, just different kinds of rods.
Now, I remember I think it was an old road of yours, essentially, you would phantom and use a Revivise to level up. Was that here, or...?
Mhm.
Oh, I see that's still what you're doing, Flexel?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Only difference for me is that I'm using Zone Seek instead of Modwin,
Yeah, so he gets +2 to magic for every level instead of just +1.
so I don't need to level Terra quite as much in order to get her to the magic stat that I need in order to beat a lot of the remaining bosses in the World of Balance.
Okay.
We have a $50 donation from Ultros. Apparently, he does exist and make donations. He says, "Ha ha 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 ha! Didn't expect me, now did you? Well, here I am. Put this octopus down for saving Sid. Because I'm just a softy cephalopod at heart." And we have a $10 anonymous donation. "Hi from France. The screen menu is just so funny, and Puexel, you are seriously my favorite runner and do good comments about the
thank
game.
you.
Don't crash the high wind." We have a $10 anonymous donation. "Here comes the great Gestal Z. Put my donation towards killing Sid. Keep on the great work."
So I'm having Locke run away from these battles just because his main contributions to the rest of the game now are running away a lot and opening a locked door, and then getting killed by a big tidal wave. So as long as Terra is the last person to use, because a Revivify is an item that normally cures the zombie status, but if you use it on an undead enemy, it's 100% instant KO. So as long as Terra goes last, then I can have Locke run away and Terra gets all the experience. I want to get her to level 19 before I get to the end of this cave.
And what level is it that you had to get her to in the 8%?
20.
Okay. So just the extra magic point per level makes that much difference.
Yeah, I do need to have a higher magic stat than the normal any percent route, mostly because of Atma weapon.
So you rely on her magic to beat Atma weapon?
Yeah, she solos Atma weapon, basically.
Rods, or...? Okay, because your magic stat does affect how strong the rods you break are.
Right.
Okay. Oh, that's why you would morph into an Esper against Flame Eater before breaking the rod, right?
Right. Yeah, and then any percent... I actually don't do it, because I need to save all of my morph power for Atma weapon. So by having Terra have a higher magic stat, then that means I don't actually need to use any morph before I get to Atma weapon.
And this is another one of those correct me if I'm wrong things. How long your morph lasts is determined by how many AP you've got since the last time you morphed, correct?
Yes, there's basically kind of a morph counter that goes up based on when you get AP. And something I didn't know until I started routing Glitchless 100% too is that when you get to the World of Ruin, your morph gauge goes down at half speed.
Oh.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Yeah, so when I get to the World of Ruin, Terra is going to be actually seeing quite a bit of use because I can kind of use that mechanic combined with the ATB weight trick to effectively give her infinite morph. Characters can only run away when their ATB bar is full and there isn't some other kind of animation in progress, so I basically just hold the shoulder buttons while my bars are first filling, and then while there's animations in progress in order to get credit towards having Locke run away.
Yeah, and Locke is fast enough that his ATB will be full by the time Terra's done with her turn.
He's also in the highest natural runaway class too. I think it's either 3 or 4 different kind of classes of skill at running away that all the characters are kind of permanently in. LCC kind of looked at it that basically the older you are in this world, the harder it is for you to run away. Because like the absolute worst are characters like Cyan, Strago, Bannon, and the best are like Locke. I can't really remember who else is the...
I think
Shadow? Yeah, Shadow is probably in the best category.
I don't know, it better be Realmer. I'm not liking that conjecture.
Yeah. Or Umaro, maybe? Umaro is probably like, what, 4 or 5 or something?
He's not very old.
Yeah. That is so scary. So I'm just gonna run
Keep
away.
Kefka occupied by
Running away.
doing nothing. Yeah.
Distract him.
The reason Puexel used a smoke bomb there instead of just hitting Kefka once is if you hit Kefka once, it accomplishes the same thing, except there's a brief animation.
There's more talking too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you don't have smoke bombs for some reason, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, it doesn't save a whole lot.
Locke
of time.
also gets auto-healed going into this too, just because it's the same reason as on the Barren Falls too, just because Terra gets removed from your party beforehand, so the game designers are kind enough to not want you to have a completely dead party going into a battle. Not to say that isn't possible in this game.
It is possible.
Yeah.
Just about anything is possible in this game.
Yeah.
Where is it possible to have a completely dead party again?
It's the return.
The return, yeah, because if everybody except Locke is dead when you leave for the river, the game doesn't heal you until you jump onto the raft. So if everybody except Locke is dead and then you leave the returner's hideout, then you game over instantly in the first battle you get.
Nice.
Although they got a little mean with Final Fantasy IX though, just because when all of your characters except Zidane get removed before you fight the first Black Waltz, if he's dead, he comes up with 1 hit point at the start of the Black Waltz battle.
Oh.
We got some more cutscenes coming up too. We've got more delectable donations to read.
As a matter of fact, we have a $30 anonymous donation. I've been loving the marathon. Great job, everyone. Sorry, Sid, it is time to die. Hopefully. And we have a $30 donation from Forte27. Oh my god, Demon Chocobo is terrifying. I will agree that killing Sid is one of the more powerful scenes in gaming. Let's go with that. Did I just say Chocobo? I did, didn't I? Man.
I'm inconsistent with it. I alternate between Chocobo and Chocobo.
And we have a $20 donation from Metasigma. It says, alright, rally the troops. Emma for Realm, because Emma is best drawer. For those wondering what he's referring to, obviously, aside from the Realm donation war, we had donations from Agora asking for Realm to be named after herself, Emma, and for Strago to be named after her grandfather, Mark. And currently, Mark is winning.
Actually.
Sorry, father? Mm-hmm. My apologies. Her father, Mark, and Mark is currently winning for Strago. Emma has a fairly substantial deficit compared to Sinahel for Realm. So if you would like to affect that race one way or the other, get your donations in. We're going to cut off donations for Realm and Strago just around the time that Puexel lands on... I forget what the name of the island is, where Thamasa is, but that island.
Actually, yeah, would Metasigma be willing to take the host mic and just explain the story behind the names?
Oh, actually, I needed more warp stones. Forgot that I changed it so that I don't buy all 4 of them at once. Fortunately, I have yet to get the banquet soft lock, but I am going to save before going in just in case.
Marathon lock.
I'm guessing it's probably not possible if you only bring 2 characters here like I do instead of 4.
Do they have any idea what causes that?
Not really. It's probably just the same thing as the Setzer slide, only it's really bad instead of funny. Hmm?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Emma is a good friend of Rennie, myself, and a few other people. Back in 2011, her father died of diabetes. So this marathon has always been really close to her because of that fact that she herself does not wish to see anyone else have a loved one taken away from something like this. Emma has a huge heart. She's always trying to make people laugh. She's a really great person, and she draws some of the worst artwork I've ever seen, and it's still the best I've ever seen, because you can just see the fun and the goofiness and just who she is. So that's the big reason why it would be great if Emma was Agora and Strago was her father, just because of that bond between those two characters is, I'm very sure, was that strong between her and her father. That is the reason why we need to make sure that happens. Thank you.
So ducking in and out of the castle like that was to make that guard disappear, and it saves half a second. Oh, okay. I stand corrected. So I have to talk to most of the soldiers in the castle in order to set up getting some useful prizes after the banquet. The grand prize being the charm bangle, which reduces random encounters.
Oh, Tara summoned her dad.
Yep. Yeah, basically because with Zone Seek, Terra is strong enough to single-handedly take out all of the soldiers that I have to fight. I don't bother changing parties before coming here.
You don't really need the AP that you get here.
Nah.
You don't get that much.
You don't get
anyway.
much anyway.
There's one more soldier down in another room there, but you don't have to talk to him. So you don't actually have to talk to all the soldiers in order to get enough points to get the charm bangle.
Okay, and this I should have done during the Magitech guy battle.
Oh, Steve.
It's just so that they can't mute Terra.
So their mute attack is physical?
It's physical, yeah.
Oh, okay.
We have a few timely donations. We have $10 from Alec K47. Hi, Alec. Well, this is all I can afford. I can't complain too hard about Realm being named Sinahel, but I'm putting the last of my money where my mouth is, so this goes to name Realm Emma. And we have $100 from Nitrodon. If Realm sketches Viking Kara, will it break the game? Only one way to find out. And we also have $100 from Vanderon. Rally the troops, says Meta. And so I shall answer for Emma.
Yeah, shoutouts to Nitrodon for helping me a lot with routing this category too. And lots and lots and lots of other games.
Yeah.
So where are you hiding?
Oh, you already talked to them. So you're trying to steal tents?
Tents or
Okay.
mithril vests.
Okay, just to sell for later on.
Mm-hmm. Both items are worth 600.
Yeah, so at this point in the game, you have to wait for the time to run out anyway, so you might as well use that time. It's over there.
Okay, I hope I can see the right answers to the background.
Yeah, because what you say here does affect the prices that you get afterwards. Nomi is one of us.
I've gotten burned a few times by trying to do the D-pad buffer here, so I just take.
Yeah, it doesn't work all the time
on
with this
some
part.
of the questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't use it here. So here you want to ask 2 questions. I mean, you can ask all 3, but it's not needed in order to get the charm bangle. So just 2 is enough, as long as you do everything else right and talk to 23 soldiers. What he was talking about with that buffering on the answers. Most of the time, when it asks you like a yes or no question, like, do you want to hear this tutorial? It actually gives you an option of yes or no. If you're holding down already before that pops up, then it will automatically go down to no, to the bottom answer. But there are a few places where that doesn't work, and some of the questions here, it doesn't work on. I think in the opera too.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever tried it in the opera.
I think I tried that.
I know because I know because you don't really get anything for doing it faster.
I know,
'cause you
yeah.
have to wait for the music to catch up anyway.
I think those are the only places I've noticed it doesn't really work.
Fighting those guys is part of getting the charm bangle too.
Yeah. They ask if you want to fight for a couple minutes, and it is literally, you have a 2-minute timer.
Yeah. So we're coming into what's unfortunately kind of the slower part of the run when we go to Thamasa Island, but I'll still take this any day over the first hour of Disc 3 of Final Fantasy IX.
Yeah, this
At
is
least
much
here
better.
you're doing stuff and like fighting battles and getting trolled by burning flames and stuff instead of just having cutscenes in a horrible card tournament.
Cutscenes for like an hour.
Yep. With a few fetch quests mixed into beautiful potion.
Translate into a frog, you know. So that's important, that you can get into that Imperial base and get the treasures.